Hi guys, welcome to From Scratch with Kathy. It's a wonderful evening here. Well, sorta. It's very dark outside and we've been having thunderstorms off and on. So let's hope we don't have technical problems like we did last time, only due to the weather. So let's get started. First of all, I want to remind you guys to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and let you know that next week we're going to be doing taco salad, which is a wonderful light summer dish. And the week after that is chicken tikka masala, which is a really easy riff on the Indian tikka masala, but it's easy to do at home. So just those are a couple things to give you a heads up on. Tonight we're doing lobster quesadillas because lobsters are in season now in New England, so they're nice and cheap. Well, as cheap as lobster gets at $7.99 a pound, but it's usually a lot more than that. So we're doing lobster quesadillas because they are in season. And earlier I did post up how to boil and process a lobster so you can make it for yourself and not have to buy it all made, which will save you some money. And it's basically a big pot with 4 bay leaves, a teaspoon of salt, the juice from 1 lemon, and 2 tablespoons of Old Bay seasoning. You bring that to a boil and you put however big your pot is, maybe 4 lobsters that are 1.5 pounds each in, and let it cook for 8 minutes. Then you take it out and put it in an ice bath for a minute, and then it's ready to process. I will say that processing a lobster is not for the weak at heart. Or stomach. It's an interesting thing. You can buy the little tools, the little cutters and the little crackers. I highly recommend, if you're going to do your own lobster, that you do buy those. They're not real expensive. You can get them at most grocery stores in the seafood section. So we've already processed our lobster. This is what he looks like when he's processed. Not very good, huh? So first of all, we're going to start with making our filling for a quesadilla, and then we're going to get it sauteing, and then we're going to come back and make a mango salsa, and I'll show you how I cut up a mango so it's easy. So let's start with this first. So first thing we need to do is we need to chop up a 1/2 cup of red onion. I did not do any prep because this is a really easy meal. If you're making it at home on your own, it shouldn't take you more than 25 to 30 minutes, which is really nice if you already have the lobster done. Okay, if you have lobster done, that's all it should take you. So let's get our red onion going. This recipe does have red onion and red pepper throughout the entire recipe. Let me tell you guys, I technically have never made this recipe. I set it up to make it one night, and I had to go pick up someone from the airport, and they got delayed, and so my husband and my daughters actually ended up making it, and it was very easy for them to do. So it's my first time to actually make it. So I'm going to use my food chopper to make these a little smaller. You don't want big old chunks inside your quesadilla. I'm chopped up, not too fine, but small. You don't want to have big chunks of onion hanging out in your quesadilla. You also want it to be able to cook nicely because it needs to be soft before you put it inside to make your quesadilla. And yes, this is a lazy way of doing it, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, efficient. I'm okay with that. I'm all about fun tools that make life easy for cooks. Everybody should invest in something that makes their life easy. This last week, I got a new deep fryer. Oh my God, girls, it is, and guys, it is to die for. Let's push this aside. We're going to use onions in another thing in the salsa. So we're going to put our 1/2 cup of onions in there. I got a deep fryer. She is so pretty. She is all stainless steel, and she drains the oil after I use it down into a thing in the bottom, and then I can wash everything out. So nothing sits in the any of the crumbs or anything, and it keeps it nice and clean. It's all dishwasher safe except for the heating elements. I just love it. So I highly recommend. It's made by All Clad. We'll see. I made fried chicken. I made deep fried chicken wings on Friday night with the sauces, and it was just, oh, it was wonderful and it turned out great. So I highly recommend it. It goes up to 385 degrees, which for most of you probably don't know, but at home ones usually only go to 375. So it's usually have to go to a commercial to get hotter. So I was really happy not to have to buy a commercial one because commercial ones are very expensive. So that's my new tool. I haven't broken anything since last week, but of course this weekend I was gone to a concert, so this may be why I haven't broken anything since I saw you last time. Plus, my husband has been putting away the glasses in the dishwasher before I get to them, so maybe that's to save the glassware. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to chop up our pepper, our red pepper. Red pepper is nice because it kind of gives it has a little bit of acidity to it, and it plays off of the lobster sweetness. This lobster is sweet. And you're going to say, Kathy, how do you know this? Because that's what everybody tells me, because I don't like it. But you know, you don't have to cook just what you like. You can cook other things. You can cook things you don't like. I will probably make myself a Greek quesadilla while they're eating lobster quesadilla. Okay, we got a half a cup there. Put that in there. And we're going to add to this a teaspoon of salt. Don't worry, guys, this is not my pepper holder anymore. I had to change it. My salt was eating my metal container because we have a lot of humidity here, and I don't have a central heating and air system. I have a central heating, but I don't have central air. And so my house is very humid because welcome to New England, where flat hair is a thing. Texas, people would be mortified considering they love their hair to be big and fluffy. Okay, we need 2 cloves of garlic, so I'm going to put 1 in here. If you haven't invested in a garlic press, I'm still recommending it. It's a great thing to keep garlic off your hands. Nobody wants to smell garlic for 3 days because that's what will happen if you're cutting garlic with your hands. Well, I guess you could wear the rubber gloves like I suggest. Okay, so we're going to get that in there. And then we're going to take this and we're going to go over to the stove and we're going to put it in the skillet with 2 tablespoons of butter. No, I'm just getting it started. And 4 tablespoons of oil. I'm using avocado oil. You can use avocado or olive. I prefer avocado because avocado is a lot lighter flavor and it's not going to come in and overpower anything. So we're going to put this in here. This needs to cook for about, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes. It's going to take once it gets going. So we're going to let that start. You want to do it over medium heat. And you want to saute it for about 3 to 5 minutes until done. So while that's going over there, we're going to move on to our salsa. What you need is some ripe mangoes. And I have 2 different kinds here. We're going to start with these because these are the riper and I think they have a better flavor. And we want 2 cups of mango. Let me get my measuring cup here. And you want it cut up and diced. I have a big mess here already. You guys, I'm going to be in trouble in about 2 seconds with my producer. Okay, now this mango, you never know what you're getting, but you can see how it's dark inside. That's not any good. So let's hope we have better luck than that because this one is going in the trash. Some of you would probably cut some pieces off of that, but I am not like that because I feel like that flavor goes on through the mango. Okay, so this one's good, as you can see. Sometimes there's like a little pithy area. That's fine. Just kind of dig it out. Take your knife and go down to the skin, not through the skin, just down. And dice it. And then you can go like this and you see how it is. And then I take a spoon and you can just go down it and take it right off the peeling, and you don't really lose any fruit. You can get all the mango out of there. If you're at home by yourself, you can just eat it straight off the skin when nobody's looking. But I will warn you, it will get all over your face. Not that I've ever tried it. Okay, so then you're going to do the other side the same way. Hold on a second. I got some of the seed. Just a minute. So if you get some of the seed, let me clean this knife off. Just take a knife and cut out the little seed part that comes, because the seed doesn't grow uniformly all the time. And mango is one of my favorite. I love mangoes. I think they're wonderful flavored. They are stringy, but they have a sweet, tangy, acidy flavor, would you say? Yeah. I think they're wonderful, but you can see how this takes it right off of there, and you're not losing a bunch of mango. Then take your seed and peel the skin, like with a knife, thinly off the edge, and then you can take the small pieces of mango that's left here on the edges off. Or if your kid or your children are there, they'll take the seed and eat it straight off the seed. Okay, so we're going to dice this up into smaller things because we want it a little smaller to go in salsa, to be a salsa. You can do them uniformly if that makes you happy, and that's your happy spot when you're cooking. Go ahead and make them uniform. I don't care. I don't get bothered that much by it. I will say this salsa, you can just sit and eat with a spoon. Just, skip everything else. Just eat it. Okay, let's see. Got another one of those. Let's see what this mango has to offer us. Ah, that's a beauty. Look at that. These can be done the same way. When you're picking a mango, you want them to be soft and yellow, but not mushy. You can't really smell to tell if they're ripe. You just have to kind of hope. And if they're too mushy, they sometimes will get, like the one that I threw away probably got bruised coming home, and that's why it had those spoiled spots in it. So you have to be really careful with them. They're fragile. They're like tomatoes. So you have to take easy. I think I learned how to cut these on a mission trip from one of the local ladies in Mexico. She was like, "Oh, let me show you how to cut up a mango the right way." And I was like, "Oh, that's revelation." I was like, "That is so cool." And I've been doing it that way ever since. And it's been, I don't know, that was back in 2006. So it's been a while. But before that, I was like fighting with it and trying to cut it off and peel it and try everything else known to man to try to get my mango off my peeling. Look at that. You have no waste. It's a beautiful thing. I'm going to peel the outside off of this. Let me stir my vegetables real quick. Oh, they're looking good. Okay. So I still have another recipe I need to try that someone asked me to try. It's a hot roll recipe made with flour and mayonnaise and I think butter, and that's it. And I'm very fascinated as to how it's going to rise and going to work. But I am going to try it, guys. I am going to try it, but not until it cools down a little, since I don't have central AC. It gets really hot in here when I turn the oven on, so I try to avoid that. But there's signs of fall already up here. We already have goldenrods and asters and Indian pipes, or ghost. Some people call them ghost flowers. And we also have red leaves coming on our water oaks. So those are all signs of fall up here. And that looks like our 2 cups of mango. So we're going to pour that in here. And then we need another half a cup of red onion. So let's see what we got here already. Looks like we have about a quarter cup there, so we'll use about half of that onion. Cut it up. The beautiful thing about this is all these flavors go together, so you don't have to you don't have to switch out your cutting boards and have a bunch of cutting boards and knives because everything is mixed together. So I'm going to chop this up a little more. We really do want it to be fine in our salsa. Let's see, that's about it. I really didn't need that much. Oh well, here we are. Add that, and we need a half a cup of red pepper. So we'll do our other half red pepper. We had put coming up in August, the 3rd week, we were supposed to do processing of your vegetable garden. I was going to do some tips on that, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to because we've had so much rain up here and no sun hardly. So everybody, our vegetable garden's not doing well. Our peppers aren't growing. Our tomatoes are just barely starting to come on. They're just not doing well. So I don't know for sure if we're going to be able to do that. We may have to move some stuff around. So if it's on a week, we may change it, but you'll be notified about that when we're changing it. Just simply because of the way the weather is. Okay, I'm going to put this in here. And then we're going to add, let's move this to the side. We're going to add some cilantro. So tips for keeping your cilantro. See how I washed him, dried him, and then I put him in water, and he'll keep longer. You can keep him out on your sink counter if you do that. I highly recommend that if you use a lot of cilantro, as I do. So we don't want all the stems. They do add flavor, but I don't want a bunch of stems in my pico. So we'll take those out. We are going to chop it because we want it fine, and we need 6 tablespoons. And let me see, where's my tablespoon? I have my tablespoon thing. It's going to take a lot of cilantro. 1, 2. We may use all this lovely vase of cilantro tonight. Let me check my salt. Oh, they're done. Okay, I need to turn them off for right now. Okay, so I kind of caramelized them, and they are now just sitting there. Okay, let's see, 3, 4. This is close enough to 6. That looks like a lot to me. So, what else do we need to put in here? Oh, we need some lime juice. We need 4 tablespoons, which is basically a quarter of a cup. So we're going to get ourselves our lime, and we're going to juice it. Most limes, each half is about a tablespoon, depending on. Sometimes you get some of them more juicy. So 1 lime is usually about, this one is 3. It's a nice juicy one. but not all of them are that juicy. So you just never know. But approximately 1 to 2 tablespoons, about 2 to 3 tablespoons per lime. So you saw that 1/2 was only 1 tablespoon. So we're going to pour that over our salsa. And we're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to mix it up. Ooh. Well, guys, you almost saw me throw stuff on the floor and break something in person. Yeah. Okay, this is the salsa. Look how beautiful it is. Has a nice sweet and tangy flavor, and the cilantro adds an earthiness to it. Okay, so we're going to move this aside, and we're going to cut up our lobster. I'm going to take these little, let's see, I need a different knife. We don't want cilantro on our lobster. Izetta would have a heart attack. So you're going to chop them up into bite-sized pieces because you don't want great big huge pieces inside of your quesadilla. And I have never done the boiling of quesadillas and processing them. That's always my husband's responsibility. Huh? Oh, the boiling of, not the boiling of quesadillas, the boiling of, I have never done lobster till today because my husband always does it. And he's like, oh, it's very easy. You can do it. And he's right. It was easy. I could do it. Do I recommend 10 out of 10 that your husband do it? Yes. But can you do it? Yes. Do you want to do it? No. But, you know, it's always nice to have a cook in the kitchen with you, and that's a good thing for your husband to be your sous chef. Makes them invested in what you're doing. So this is the meat. That was all the tails. This is the meat from the claws. I'm cutting up now. And out of 4 lobsters, I don't know if I told you, it's just over a pound of lobster meat. And I like to do my own because we add flavoring. We put seasonings and stuff in our water. When you let them do it at the place, they don't do anything but steam them. So this is our lobster. Izetta, you don't like yours in with the other stuff, did you? Okay. Okay. So, yeah. Ready? No? Okay, we're going to add it in with our cooked peppers and onions and garlic. And you're just going to saute it around just for a minute or so. You're just warming it up because you don't want to have to fry it with the quesadilla too long. So we're going to, also I'm going to turn on my griddle. I did. I put butter in. Oh, you're saying I need more butter?
I think you could do a little bit more butter when it comes to lobster.
Okay, well, we'll add some more butter. Izetta said, guys, it's always okay to change a recipe for your family. Step outside the box. Enjoy cooking. The worst that can happen is you could say, don't do that again. Or there has been times when we've eaten stuff and we looked at each other and threw it in the trash and ordered pizza. I'm not, nobody's perfect. And anybody that says they are is crazy. This looks delicious. If I liked lobster, I'd be chowing on this. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, it's warming up. We want to cook it just for a minute or so, not too long. And do you think, which ones do you think I should use? Okay. Okay. We're gonna make poor Izetta move the don't move the camera. I'm just gonna build it over here. Can they see it? Yeah. Okay. So what you're gonna do to build these lobster quesadillas to cook, they're a little different than they're You take one tortilla. You can use large or medium. Get yourself some Monterey Jack cheese. And you're going to put it on one side. Like this.
No, they can't see that because when you the board.
Sorry, guys. Okay. Then we're going to bring it over here carefully. No. I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to add and then you want to sprinkle a little more on the other side so the quesadilla will stay right there, and then fold it over like this. And then I like to weight things down with my little weight. I guess I should have heated it up, but I like to weight it down a little. So we're going to let it cook for a minute, then we'll turn it over, we'll take it off, and we'll slice it up and serve it up. And that will be the meal that we make here with this. It's so, as you guys can see, that is so easy to put together. You could probably do this with any other seafood that you like. I don't know how it would go with lobster, because lobster is just an interesting. I don't know how it would go with other seafood, because lobster has an interesting, is a sweet.
Crab maybe.
Maybe, yeah. Yep, crab, probably. Okay, that's going to take a hot minute to cook. I'm going to turn it this way. Okay, while that's cooking real quick, guys, I'm going to clean off the counter so we can actually cut it up when it comes off of there. Seeing how it looks like a war zone over here. Reminder again, next week's menu is going to be taco salad. I am going to tell you how to do it both. I do it in a buffet style, so it's self-built, so that everybody can put what they like or don't like. It's not in a big bowl where everything is the same. So, and I'll tell you how to make it both meat and vegetarian. So for those of you that don't eat ground beef, that's okay. We'll be talking about both. And hold on a second, I gotta check this guy. Almost ready to turn. So that's what we're doing next week. It's one of the family favorites. I've been eating this taco salad. My mother always made it. It was one of her favorite things. And so that's what we're going to be doing this next week. Okay, let me see if I did. I have a cutting board here to put this on. Cut it. Okay, and our plate. We have a nice pretty plate here. I'm going to turn it over now. Beautiful. Yeah, see how pretty that is? So we're going to take our bowl, which I love these bowls. Look how pretty they are. Put some salsa in it on the side. And the second side always cooks faster than the other when you turn over a quesadilla. Remember this, guys. It always cooks faster because it's already heated up. It's almost done. Okay, it's ready. Bring it over here. Take a knife. Ready? No. That's okay. Cut into 3 wedges. Put it on your plate, and you're ready to eat. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe and like, and I look forward to seeing you next week for taco salad. You guys have a great